Hello, and welcome to the Reclaim Your Life show. Here's your host, Master Hypnotherapist and Coach, Jan Haldane.
Hello, and welcome to episode 9 of the Reclaim Your Life show, all about power and control. I'm Jan Haldane, Master Hypnotherapist and Coach. So one of the things that I have been seeing lately, and perhaps many of you have been seeing it too, is that people are not realizing that they're being abused. And I know that I've touched on this in other episodes of the show, but I really wanted to get it through once and for all today. So I'm going to talk to you today about the wheel of power and control. Now, this wheel and variations of it are used for many domestic abuse intervention programs, because some of the stuff that we may accept as normal because perhaps we saw it in our own family is not okay, and it is actually abuse. So I want to run through this with you. It's not full of all sorts of jargon, it's just pretty straightforward. Okay, so let's start with using intimidation. Now, remembering that abuse is not just violence. So this is geared towards women, so I will be using her a lot in this. So making her afraid by using looks, actions and gestures, smashing things, destroying her property, abusing pets, displaying weapons. Emotional abuse. Now, we've spoken about this before, but I just want to reiterate. Putting her down, making her feel bad about herself, calling her names, making her think she's crazy, playing mind games, humiliating her, and making her feel guilty. Using isolation, and of course this is really up there in the narcissist's bag of tricks, but for all abusers as well. Controlling what she does, who she sees and talks to, what she reads, where she goes. Limiting her outside involvement, using jealousy to justify actions. Minimizing, denying and blaming. Making light of the abuse and not taking her concerns about it seriously. Saying the abuse didn't happen. Shifting responsibility for abusive behavior and saying she caused it. Using children. Now this is one that really gets my back up. Making her feel guilty about the children. Using the children to relay messages. Using visitation to harass her. Threatening to take the children away. And using male privilege. Treating her like a servant. Making all the big decisions. Acting like the master of the castle. Being the one to define men's and women's roles. Using economic abuse, preventing her from getting or keeping a job, making her ask for money, giving her an allowance, taking her money, not letting her know about or have access to family income, and using coercion and threats, making and or carrying out threats to do something to hurt her, threatening to leave her, to commit suicide, to report her to welfare, making her drop charges, and making her do illegal things. So you can see there that there are a lot of things that come under the label of domestic violence and also under the label of narcissistic abuse. Now, I'm not saying that all narcissists are abusers, but a lot of them are. So if any of these things is happening to you, really take a good look at your relationship. And maybe it did happen to you in your family of origin. We all grew up, well, at least people of my vintage grew up in a time of very dysfunctional families, a time of silence when things weren't talked about, everything was suppressed. And then of course it comes out to haunt us as we get older. And especially now that we have access to all this information about what abuse actually is and what a healthy relationship actually is. And really, when you think about it, if we compare some of the things that we've been through in our lifetime, they don't rate as healthy relationships. But we can change that. It's certainly not easy if you are entangled in some sort of narcissistic, toxic, abusive relationship, but it is possible. It does take a lot of work, but there is hope. So on my website, janhaldane.com, you will find my program there, Reclaim Your Life, which is all about getting your life back after narcissistic abuse or toxic relationships. It's at a special price at the moment of making this particular episode of $27. So please take advantage of that. It utilizes hypnovisualizations and coaching tools to really help you along the way, because there's a lot of work that needs to be done, and nobody's denying that when it comes to getting over narcissistic relationships. Otherwise, they literally haunt you for years, even if you've managed to disentangle yourself from the narcissist. So I look forward to being with you again on the next episode, and until then, have an absolutely fantastic week, and I will see you on the next episode of the Reclaim Your Life show. Bye bye for now.
Thanks for listening. Catch you on the next episode of the Reclaim Your Life show.